I had been asked to do a prayer for the Ukraine by several people on my list, and I loved the idea of it. And so, and also along those lines, if there's something that you feel like, hey, I really wish we could do this, message me. I'm wide open for, especially when it's something sacred, something prayerful, something spiritual. I love to do things like this. So feel free to make requests. And I'm really glad that you're all here and you wanted to do this. And I love how many people are showing up. We've already got 58 joining us, and I know more are streaming in all the time. So I have one of the people that I invited, and you'll see that there's hold on, I'm gonna change this to everyone. I'm gonna put something in the chat. This is a fundraiser that Camila has put up. She actually put it up for her birthday. And Camila is my daughter's best friend. They went to undergrad school together in Tampa, and Camila is still based in Tampa, but she's from Ukraine. And she's a wonderful person. And she has been such a support to my daughter throughout their years together in college, and now out of college. My daughter's still in college in Texas, but it's just been such a delight to get to know her. And so it just seemed she's taking time out of her workday to jump in here just for a few minutes and say hi to all of you. So Camila, I'd love to invite you to say hello first.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for doing it. It's been wonderful. And Vashila was one of the person who actually even told me that I should do this fundraiser, because even though I lived here for the past 3 years, my entire family is back home. My dad actually is in the army, and he's defending our country. He's defending the city I'm from. I'm from Kiev. My whole family is there, and my mom is home too. She is a business owner. She owns grocery stores, so she actually walks 2 hours one way to open the stores, because we do have shortage of food and water. So she gets calls from families and people all the time, because they want to make sure that if something's gonna get worse, they have all the supplies and food for them to be safe. But I received just overwhelming support and encouragement from people in the United States. So I'm very grateful. And even though it seemed like it's so far from us here, I do feel and appreciate your support. Thank you so much for all of you, and to Vashila and to Jojo, who've been incredible for the entire months. And it's been hard, but I'm sure it's gonna get better soon. I hope so. So thank you to all of you.
Thank you, Camila. And, it's just, I think for many people who don't know anyone from Ukraine, we have, maybe an image of what it might be like there, what someone, it's hard to know when you don't know anyone. So I love that you're such a great person, and you're so relatable and so kind. And and I feel like you're part of my family because of, you're so close with Josiah, my daughter, and it's just been so great to have you in our circle for the last several years. But so we went to, actually, it was just spring break. So Camila spent some time with my family. My daughter came from Texas. My son was here, and we went to an event in Sarasota that was a fundraiser and a party for Ukraine. It was really lovely. And one of the things that really touched me there, Camila, is that you said you're so surprised at how many people turned out and came to this when, probably they don't know any Ukrainians, and they don't know, really personally who is there. And yet you were really moved by just seeing the support and the turnout of people. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yes, absolutely. It just, the reason why it's so surprising to me, it's because Ukraine is so far away from the United States, and a lot of people are not even sure where geographically it is. But because of this overwhelming support, people start not just reaching out because they would like to contribute, they would like to learn more. And finally, we are at the point where people understand that we are Ukrainians, we're not Russians, because for the past 10 years, even we all been referred as Russians. Yes, we do speak Russian, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we are Russians. So it's a very interesting change, and people are willing to learn about our culture, about our art, music, history, and it's just incredible. And I want you know that I will put my contact information or anything, because if I can ever help you with anything, because right now I receive such good energy and support from other people, I feel like the least what I can do is be of any assistance or help anytime I can. So thank you.
Beautiful. And one more thing, I put in the chat, I put the fundraiser that you chose. Camila chose a fundraiser actually for her birthday, which was earlier this month. And I said, hey, Camila, why don't you leave that up? And she had $1,000 goal. And I said, extend your goal, leave that up so that we can, if somebody wants to contribute, they can contribute to that. I put the link in the chat. Of course, this is optional. This is just something that I'm inviting you to do. If it feels like something you want to contribute to, great. If not, that's okay. But Camila, what will you say why, or what was it about that particular charity that you chose that one?
Yes, absolutely. So this is actually an organization based in New Jersey. They're doing a wonderful job actually getting humanitarian aid to the border of Ukraine, because right now you have a lot of refugees who are living in the country, and unfortunately have a lot of women and children that are under big attack because they don't really have many people to support them. And those people are not just providing supplies and food and everything, they're also making sure that they're safe and they can leave and they can flee the country safely. So I do believe in this organization. They've been wonderful, and of course it's all voluntarily, but this is the organization I support, and I hope you'll do too. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Camila. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you sharing with us. And it's just so beautiful to see your face and have you contribute. And yeah, and I'm just grateful for you. Yeah. Okay, so I think the next thing will be, now that most people are here, I think I'll go ahead and step into our prayer. I'm going to try and remove, there we go. And Camila has to leave early, but again, I'll keep putting that link in the chat so that it doesn't get lost. And it is Facebook. I know a lot of you aren't on Facebook. That's okay. You can contribute in your own way somewhere else if it doesn't work for you there. But I like that Camila chose that one, and it's a good organization, and she did some research and homework, and she feels good about it. So I feel good about it. So, okay, so moving forward, what I gotta keep letting people in. Okay. First of all, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for all of you showing up, contributing your time, your energy, your hearts, and your prayer for a cause. And that cause, right now, we're focusing our attention on Ukraine and the people of Ukraine. But this is really about, I believe if you're here, you have peace in your heart and peace as a goal, and the desire to help in whatever way we can. For some of us, that's going to be financially. For some of us, we can donate time, we could donate supplies to those in need, and not only of Ukraine, but this is service to other. This is the divine ego, the desire to give, the desire to serve in whatever way we can, where we are most needed in the moment. And right now, certainly the people of Ukraine are in need of our love and support in whatever way we can give it. And so I really want to just honor each of you for showing up, devoting your time, your energy, your hearts to a really beautiful cause, which at the highest level is peace on our planet, and connection to humanity, connection to each other, the desire for harmony, the desire for all of us to get along and to stand for a better world. And, my foundation is all about ascension, and embodied ascension. And ascension is ultimately, it's about giving. It's about holding a level of light that makes your presence itself of service to others, of service to all. And at the highest level, we're all coming from the same source in all of our different bodies and lineages and heritages and cultures. And we know that we are all connected. And so this is a way that we can amplify that connection, join our hearts together, join our efforts in serving the whole, or serving service to other. And so thank you. Just thank you for being a part of it and caring enough to be here. So I think with that, let's go ahead and step into our meditative space. It's always nice to have a glass of water, take a sip of water. That signals your body that it's okay to relax, and find yourself a comfortable place where hopefully you won't be bothered. I'm going to make sure everyone's muted throughout the session. At the end, I will, if we have some time, I'll open up for conversation. But for now, I'm just going to keep everyone on mute so we get a clean recording. Okay, so go ahead and begin by closing your eyes. If you're in a safe place to close your eyes, if you're driving, then keep them open. But if it's safe to close your eyes, go ahead and just deepen your breath deeply into the belly, allowing yourself to settle into your body, allowing the body to relax with every breath. And as you're breathing, feel the light inside your body, relaxing you, and at the same time lighting you up from the inside out. And now take a deep breath into your heart center, getting in touch with the light in your heart. And just feel that light in your heart, however it feels, however bright it may be, getting in contact with that light of the heart and breathing into it now and allowing your heart light to expand out around your chest. And taking another breath and expanding that light out into a golden column around your body. And this golden column is a space of protection, of clarity, and of connection. And in this golden column, you're always safe and protected to go deeply within. And so now, bringing your awareness to the heart center, focusing on the light in your heart, and bring that heart light up through the crown of your head, continuing all the way up into the great central sun, making contact with the heart light of central sun. And then breathing that energy down into the crown of your head, through your spinal column, through the heart center, to the base of the spine. And now continue that line of energy all the way down into the center of the earth, making contact with the core of the earth and the heart center, the heart light of the Mother Earth. And now breathing into that heart light of the earth, bring that up through the layers of the earth, liquid crystal plasma, up through the roots into the base of your spine and up your spine, spreading out into the bloodstream, into the cells, into the DNA. And then feel the light from above, below, and within, connecting in your heart center, creating a holy trinity of light from below, above, below, and within, birthing the divine child, the innocence of light born from your activated heart center. And just breathe and allow that heart light now to open and move beyond your body. And feel that heart light moving out to connect with every other person on this call at this time and in the future. And we are a global community all across the globe. So see that heart light and that connection, creating grid work, golden grid work, connecting our hearts all the way around the globe, creating a network of divine light connection, encompassing the entire globe, encompassing the earth, and holding space for this heart energy to prevail. And now bring your focus and your awareness to the country that we know as Ukraine. And feel your heart energy moving into the space of Ukraine. And let's combine our heart energies and create a blanket of love. And I see this as a golden light blanket, a beautiful shining light that is covering and encompassing all of the people of the Ukraine in it's like a warm, comforting blessing of just pure heart energy. In this blanket, we put compassion. In this golden light filling the Ukraine, we add divine light, the radiant one. And we see that light filling the space, blanketing the entire country and the people, and letting this golden light move in to the hearts of the people who may be feeling stressed, to alleviate and balance some of that stress. They may be feeling traumatized. They may be feeling hurt, unsettled. And let's just allow this blanket for this moment to clear and comfort all of the hurt, the pain, the trauma, the stress, the difficulty. And so, again, in this blanket of light, golden light, you can contribute your own heartfelt energy. Taking some deep breaths into your heart center, and from your abundance of light energy that's supported by the divine light above and the divine light from the earth, contributing your heart light into the space of the Ukraine and offering it to each person, offering support, offering compassion, harmony, love, the feeling of I care, we care, the world cares about you. We feel compassion. And now let's bring this up a level to upliftment, allowing this light to uplift and engulf now the denser energies that are present across the country, seeing this light become a force of golden white diamond light moving from the center of the country out. And you can imagine it just like this massive force of divine light, clearing out the negativity, clearing out the dense energies that are there, the dense entities that are there, and just engulfing them in golden white light, also the violet light and any other colors that you see coming in. I'm seeing a flood now of rainbow light, like a tidal wave, engulfing the Ukraine in protective, harmonizing, compassionate, loving, uplifting frequencies, beaming these frequencies across the land so that they may be received by every person, every being there, clearing out the lower, darker forces, any lower, darker energies and entities that are not serving the highest good of all, being engulfed in this light and being taken away by this tidal wave with the opportunity to transform into the purity of the divine white light now. And just hold space for these lower energies and frequencies to make a choice here to either leave or move into the light, their choice, but to exit the planet at this time. There is no space in the divine light for those that are feeding off of the light of others. So just allow their light to be either transformed or completely crossed over into the light, or to choose to go to whatever realm that would be their home realm out of this realm that we exist in here and now. Then take a deep breath as we're holding space for this clearing and transformation and transmuting of energy, creating a circle of golden light. Remember that golden column of light around your body, expanding that to be a golden column of light around the entire country of Ukraine, holding space in this light, and around this golden column, the circle of angelic beings of the light, a circle of ascended masters, the circle of ascension guides, all holding space for greater light, greater awareness and consciousness, activation of heart energy for all involved, and also clearing this space, holding space for a deep cleansing and clearing of those lower frequencies. And just take some deep breaths as we feel that shift, that transformation happening. Seeing that light become lighter and brighter. You might feel it in your body. You might feel tingling. Whatever you're feeling is okay. It's perfectly fine. Just holding space. Very good. And now see this beautiful blanket of light and this gorgeous tidal wave of divine light, energy, and frequency moving and to expand beyond Ukraine, to expand to fill all of Europe and Asia, expanding into the oceans, filling Africa, expanding to the poles and around the globe, filling the Americas, Australia, moving all the way to create an entire circle, sphere of energy around the earth. And in this divine light energy, with this tidal wave of cleansing and purifying light, see this going now to every place on the planet that is in need of support, that is in need of clearing of lower frequencies and densities. See it spreading out across the entire planet, clearing, cleansing, renewing, transmuting lower frequencies, lower energies into higher vibrations of light, allowing those lower density entities to clear into the light now, allowing this light to expand and enhance the global community of humanity, of all life on earth, and then moving in to the center, the core of the earth, creating an imprint of divine light and humanity's desire for harmony, for peace, for love on this planet, imprinting that into the core of the earth, allowing that imprint to be received and reflected back out across the planet in every direction. Taking a deep breath now into that energy, allowing it to fill you, to fill your body, and to simultaneously fill and clear your energy and the energy of your lineage, all of your ancestry heritage, and also your lineage forward, clearing the human DNA, allowing it to be restored, uplifted, and returned to its highest frequency of light, and allowing that to settle within your own physical body in the way that is for your highest good at this time. Very good. Just continue to hold that energy, holding space for that light and that clearing, allowing yourself to feel that transformation within you, reflected all around you, reflected around the entire globe. And now take a few more deep breaths and join me for some I am statements. I am the activator of divine light on this planet, in this reality, at this time. I hold this light for humanity as a global family to receive and transform all lower energies and entities, that they may return to the light or be transformed into the highest light that is available to them at this time. I am awakening the divine codes within myself and my lineage now. I awaken and activate to the highest level that my consciousness has available at this time. I receive the divine codes of source into my body, allowing the frequency to permeate my cells and my DNA, allowing myself to be uplifted in the light and to hold the presence of healing, transformation, upliftment, clearing and clarity for all. I hold the frequency of the divine in my being. I am divine light. I offer this light in service to all. I activate divine ego within me, allowing my choices to be made from this divine ego space more and more each day. I am in peace. I am harmony. I am divine truth. I am divine clarity. I activate this divine encoded light for myself, my lineage, and all others. Take a deep breath and allow this to settle in to the deepest parts of your being. You may want to put a hand on your heart, possibly a hand over your navel center, allowing this energy to soak in to the deepest levels of the physical body, to be received by the emotional body, the mental body, balancing your mind, balancing your thoughts, balancing your emotions, and then balancing the energetic body, the luminous body of light being projected from your internal light, holding space and holding greater and greater light around the body. And then now returning your awareness to your heart center and making contact with the light in your heart. Breathing into that heart light. Feel the expansion of light in your heart, like a brilliant flame, a divine flame, burning out all that is not of love, burning out all that is not of compassion for all of humanity, for all of our lineage, forward, backward, and galactic and beyond, our universal lineage being uplifted in this light. And then breathing deeply into the base of the spine, allowing this upgrade to anchor as each one of us activates to a new level. We all activate to a new level of light. As each one of us ascends our frequency, all of humanity is ascending. And feel the upgrade. Feel how good it feels to just hold space in this moment. And then get present to gratitude. Gratitude in your heart center, sending gratitude to all of the beings seen and unseen who are assisting in this transformation and ascension on our planet at this time. Gratitude to all of the light beings holding space for the Ukraine, holding space for the people to assist and support so many ways. Gratitude for the angelics, the highlight beings, offering their energy, offering their support and assistance at this time. And now gratitude to your own higher self for holding space for your ascension, for the ascension of your body, for bringing more light into the body so that it may be shared with all who encounter it. And then taking another deep breath into the base of the spine, anchoring this light and activation throughout every energy center of the body. Taking a few deep breaths now and bringing your awareness to the golden column around your body. Feeling that golden column around each person in this community, each person present now and in the future. Feel this golden column of light activating and holding great, great light for our ascension. And again, bringing it back towards your body and towards your heart center, letting it settle in the place that's perfect for you at this time to hold space. And then bring your awareness back to your body, starting with your feet. Begin to move your feet, your ankles, your legs, your hips, your midsection, shoulders, your neck, your head. Take one more deep breath in, coming back fully present. You may open your eyes when you're ready. And if you have a glass of water nearby, it's a great time to take a drink of water to help anchor that energy, anchor the frequency. And I'd like to just again thank each of you for your presence, for sharing. And when we do this work as a community, when we join together and bring our energies together, bring our hearts together, bring our light together, we make a change. We shift the world. We bring more light. I really felt the expansion of light in Ukraine. I invite you to keep doing this, to keep, I'll send out the replay as well, but to just keep anchoring your light. This is grid work. And this is a way that we anchor the ascension, the light of the ascension on this planet, that we clear energies, that we activate our planet to be one that is of greater light. And that's where we're going. That's what we're doing here now. I believe that if you're here on this call right now, you are here for the ascension, to be a holder of the codes, an activator of the frequencies. This is part of your mission. This is part of who you are and what we're doing here and why we're here. So I thank you for your service, for your light, for your contribution, and for all that you bring. It's such a beautiful thing to be part of this community and to feel your hearts and to know that we are all connected and none of us are alone. We are all doing this together. So now I'd like to open it up and invite you to share whatever it is. You can share something you experienced in the meditation. You can share something, if Camila inspired you in some way, or anything else that you feel is relevant. Feel free to put your hand up, raise your hand with the, there's a reactions button. At least that's what it says on my computer. It might be different on yours, but feel free to raise your hand if you want to say something. I'll also read some of the comments while I'm waiting for you to do that. Lots of comments that just say thank you. Thank you for the charity, the nonprofit recommendation. Oh, it says, turns out I live 15 minutes from this foundation. Kim, that's awesome. Yeah, you could volunteer there. I'm going to put that again in the chat so that if you didn't see it before, that is the fundraiser that Camila chose, and she feels really good about it. Oh, yeah, it's there. Okay, lots of thank yous. I heard in a mediumship reading that the soldiers and knights across all time who are on the other side have come together to form the League of Love and Peace, peace with the Ukraine, or to the Ukraine. That's beautiful. Ooh, I love that image. Thank you for sharing that. Is it Nalia? It's really tiny on my computer. Again, feel free to put your hand up. Sandra, you're unmuted. Is that intentional? I don't see.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Can you hear me?
Go ahead. I do hear you.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so very much. I actually had 3 magic words that came to me during the meditation, and it all overlaps what's been happening in the United States recently with Will Smith at the Academy Awards. And I don't know if you ever saw the movie King Richard, but it is the most amazing tribute to what an ideal father could be and actually was. And so I got this realization that it was like the paternal merging with the maternal, which was the character, not the character, the actualization of King Richard and Mother Earth. And so when I was combining the names, this is all during your meditation, when I was combining the names of Richard and William, I got the word rich I am. And I thought, and then I broke it down. So that was like one word, richium. And then I broke it down to rich I am. And I thought, oh my God, the power of those three words in an intention of like where we are and what we feel to be true with all the different things that you were guiding us towards, the visualizations and the intentions. I was thinking those words while you were saying the visuals, and it was just like it was so explosive. And so it's that alchemy, like what you're doing and what that stimulates inside me is you just don't know what's coming.
Wow, that's beautiful. I love that.
Thank you. And I don't want to take up any time or anything, but initially I was going to just try to write that in the comments as succinctly as I could, but intentionally. And that's when, like there's different levels of intention and manifestation. And so that's when I was like, oh my God, what if I could actually talk to you and tell you what you just did for me. And that's when I was like, okay, yeah, you got to do it, because it's, as you know, it's all about conquering our own fear. And so anytime there's this little fear voice that says, oh my God, no, you can't, she's too amazing, and who are you? And it's just like, well, I can't, it's a fear. I've got to, so thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Oh my gosh. There's so many things about that, Sandra. I haven't seen King Richard yet, but I'm gonna have to see it now for sure. I appreciate you standing up and your vulnerability. And, I am just one of you. I happen to be in the face on the screen right now, but I'm holding space, and you're all an equal part of this. So I would never want someone to think that I'm just because I'm the face on the screen, I'm somehow the superior one, right?
Can I share with you another vulnerability that I have? I believe that you are an evolved version of myself. You are. I truly do. So in the idea of, I know it is a hierarchy for me, because I see you as an evolved version of me that I am aligning with and becoming. So thank you to the future me, maybe.
I am you. And we are
Thank
all
you.
each other.
Right, I know. And so on all those different levels, I guess the idea when you make the connection, and while I was talking to you and during the meditation, I had just recently planted 2 trees yesterday. And one was when I arrived here in New Mexico, and the other one was when I came from Topanga Canyon, California. And this all happened at the end of the year. So I'm one of these people that just went, just got catapulted into like on another planet. But as I was watching these 2 trees and feeling the love that I have for these trees, like you talk, like when you were talking about service there's a trigger in my brain that's almost like, oh my gosh, do I have to jump into service? I want to know what it feels like to be and do and have everything on the selfish level, right? So when I hear, oh, you have to let go of that, there's a part of me, that child in me that's like, well, can't I just like be a kid for a minute? Can't I just be a kid for a minute? But that's when I realized, when you were talking about service and the grid, that every time we feel a connection with another, whether it begins as like, I want to help this other person, when it evolves into that sense, when you're looking at that other thing or person and loving it so much that you're like, oh my, this is what it's all about. This is how we become the grid, is by these little moments, like these little relationships that we develop that are really very powerful. So whether it's between me and these trees that I like am nurturing and nourishing, we were going to have this hailstorm. And so I was out there, like building up this wall of logs around it, just to like ensure that not only does it know that I love it, but that it will be successful in its new home. So it's like the idea that I connect with these trees in a way that like fuels my heart. And when I look at you and I see, I feel a connection and a hope for like in an alignment. You know what I mean? And so it's like all those things are, and when you were talking about, gratitude towards the angelic kingdom, and I saw an angel when I was 20. So it's like, to think the entire angelic kingdom is too much for my brain, but I can focus on the Lena, the guardian angel that I was able to connect with, and the profound effect that had on my life. So it's almost like everything that you're saying in those meditations, I personalize it, and then it just seems like it goes quantum for me.
Yeah. Wow.
Sorry, I'm done talking. I'm so sorry. I'm just so grateful to be able to tell you these things. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Sandra. I love the connections you're making. And that is it. Even I started with the trees and the frogs, and, I felt so deeply connected to the weeping willow trees that were near where I grew up. And, so it's natural to connect with nature, and that one connection leads to the next. And that's so beautiful. And then someone's coming on right now that has trees behind her. It's perfect. All right, so thank you for sharing all of that. That's beautiful. I'm gonna read a couple, and then Mary Claire, we'll get to you next. Let's see. I thought this was really cool. Katerina said, "Thank you so much. I saw clearing the underground of Ukraine. Beautiful, very strong." I love that. Yeah, the under, whatever forces are at work beneath the ground as well, clearing. That's powerful. And I love that you presenced that. That's excellent. Okay, lots of thank yous. Andy says, "Thank you, Ashela. I felt the energy running through my hands. So powerful. I appreciate you and everything you do. And I appreciate you and everything you do." And yet these things will activate your hands. I know when I do this work, I feel the energy, really coming from my hands multidimensionally, going where it's needed. So play with that. Let that expand, activate that, have fun with it, and also trust it. That's great. Okay. Mary Claire, did you want to speak out loud, or I'll let you speak because I'm at your comment. So go ahead.
Thank you so much. Yes, regarding that comment and what you mentioned about the angelic realms, I have posted to Facebook I posted the link there in the chat, some extraordinary sacred geometry, astrology charts that I receive. I'm in San Francisco in the Haight-Ashbury, which is, if people know the history like the peace movement. San Francisco had this summer of love in the late 60s. And it seems that there's just this portal that comes through. My software program for astrology gets shut down. And then I know that I'm to open it right back up in order to receive this illuminated, very precious focus of energy. And so I posted them on a Facebook page. They're focused on Ukraine. There are more that are coming through. And basically what happens is you can gaze at these, they're like a mandala. The archangels are lighting them up with different asteroids that have their names on them. And you can see how the geometry actually creates images of like light beings focusing their light out on through the descendant. It's all described if you can get onto Facebook, and they're timeless. I call them quantum, I call them harmonic coherence, in that you can do just what Shayla was doing here by looking at them. They activate the energy that you can read about in the chart, and they really are, they're pretty special. So if you can get onto Facebook, they're on a page for channeling, and then share them with anyone you might know who might be interested in receiving comfort in this way. A lot of Ukrainians have shared them among themselves. I highly recommend it. In the quantum world, you can help activate these energies from the angelic realms.
Thank you, Mary Claire. Yeah, and so I see your link is there in the chat. I'll have to go check that out afterward. That's wonderful. And yeah, light codes are being transmuted, through sound, through light, through art, through so many different ways. So I appreciate that, and thank you for sharing. Okay. Maureen says, thank you for this beautiful meditation. It's a joy to be part of this community of peaceful intention. Yes, peaceful intention, indeed. Jane says, this is the best thing we can do to bring about change. Please conduct these prayer meetings again. Yeah, I thank you, Jane. I will. And I appreciate all the people that requested this as well. And of course, everybody that showed up. It's so powerful to do this as a group. Will there be a replay? Teresa asks, yes, I will post the replay tomorrow. I'll probably send it out in an email tomorrow, and it'll also be on my YouTube channel. So you'll be able to find it. Winnie asked Mary Claire for the link. If you scroll up, Winnie, she posted it up a little bit, just a few comments above. All right, and I keep getting the message that as it is springtime, nature will start bringing in healing with the new grass and flowers and leaves that start growing. I love that for sure. Oh, Bruce. Okay, and thank you. That was Mika. Thank you. And Bruce, you have your hand up, so go ahead.
Hi, Shayla.
Hi.
Thanks for holding space in this moment. I really think everybody's feeling just a little nauseous and a little dizzy and warped. And I get that from people. They look in your eyes when they say things that should be simple, and they know that the simple truths are kind of up for grabs. What I wanted to add was I've been vibing to the goddess energy out of Ukraine, the fact that it is a nation consecrated to Sophia. And you guys may know that the Pope just consecrated both nations at war, so-called war. I don't consider this a war at all. It's a bald act of aggression, and it's an attempt to reclaim something that's been released and should have been released through love and the sense of freeing everyone who needs autonomy so that we can be together. So Sophia, the dome to Sophia, is at the center of all this, the way that Notre Dame is at the center of France. She is the heart of Europe, Our Lady, and she was self-immolated to bring down that tower that was planted at her navel, at her nave, by this male complex. And that happened. It's a, you know, this is so complicated, but simply what I want to say is Ukraine was reconsecrated after 100 years, almost 100 years from the moment of her initial independence. She was consecrated on 0 degrees of Virgo, and the sun was conjunct Venus in the very last degrees, in fact, in the very sacred degrees of Leo. And there's the sun that she follows, because her image is of the sunflower, which is, in French, it's the tournesol. It follows the sun. So I'm feeling this goddess energy being defended there. And that means that the goddess is behind this, if you like, microcosm of the greater struggle. It seems like a macrocosm because our survival is at stake in this nuclear brinkmanship. But in fact, it's like a portion of our souls coming to light and coming and rising, like the goddess from the earth in this form of this dome, which is the new sun. So I'm just throwing out some ideas, but I feel that the goddess is behind us, but we have to understand our alliance before we can move forward, our alliance with the sacred feminine, the rise of the sacred feminine. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Bruce. Yeah, you've done some deep research and astrology there. So I think you could write a paper, if not a book, on on all of that. It's really interesting. But yes, absolutely, it is the rise of divine feminine. However, you know, this time it's about the balance. It's not about one over the other. This is really about the harmonization and the harmony, the peace, the coming together as equal rather than one over the other, because we've been doing that for who knows how many thousands or millions or billions of years in one way or another. And I really do feel like this is the rebalancing time. Okay, nobody else has their hand up. I have just a couple more minutes. So if anybody else, I probably have time for one more if you want to speak, and then I'll read a couple more of these comments. Getting the same message about spring. Andy, I'd love to participate again. The Ukraine and the world really need this. They do. They need, this is our time to, and we don't have to get together like this. You know, you can always participate in your own way, bring your own groups together, have spin-offs, and then for sure I will have more of these though. Okay, anybody else wanna Ajna, I see your hand up. Go ahead, unmute yourself. Better.
Are you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I was telling that I think that the person that most need our prayers is actually Putin.
Mm-hmm. Did you freeze? Thank you. You froze, Ajna. And Sandra, your hand's up again. Did you have something else to add?
I did. I just wanted to say real fast that it's actually in conjunction with the whole King Richard and Will Smith thing is the idea of dominance. And I recognize that, and I sort of came to this conclusion myself that, you know, we all have our own agendas, and we're all doing our best to tip the scales towards our agendas. And my agenda is similar to yours in the idea of fairness and equality and balance. And so when in our meditation, we are exercising a dominance and saying, okay, you low energy, you have a choice. You can either rise and stay, or you need to move along. And I recognize that as, that is power. And when a degree of alignment people tip the scales to a certain degree, it just builds a momentum.
Yes, yeah, it is a reclamation of power and choice. We're choosing the world to be a certain way. There are other beings that are making different choices. So you're correct. There is that element of, this is, I'm a light worker. We're all light workers, right? And we are anchoring the light and choosing a reality that is based in light. And we're in a dualistic reality, and we're ascending. So we are claiming this reality for the light. That's a big part of the work that I do. And I'm also trained in shamanism, galactic shamanism. And for me, that's bringing the galactic light medicine to this planet and claiming it for this planet, claiming our reality back to the light. And Ajna, I'm sorry you froze on us. If you wanted to, you're good? Okay, you got out what you wanted to say. Awesome. Okay, I'll read a couple more comments, and then I do need to end. Last time I went, I think an hour over. I'm not going to be able to do that today, but it's really fun. Oh, Elizabeth, you got yourself unmuted. Did you want to speak?
I've done it. Can I?
You did it.
I was so loving what Ajna, I so loved the whole thing, but I so loved what Ajna was saying, because I think, I don't know, many other people work with era of peace, but I think one of the things from Patricia that has been profound for me is talking about misqualified energy being used by people. And one of my hardest things is to hold the balance and be the love, be the non-judgment for all the despots who bring up our issues, and ask that their misqualified energy be transmuted back into the highest light. So I was really with what Ajna was saying, and I'm sure a lot of other people would join me. So that's all I have to say. And I'm sorry it took me so long to work out how to unmute. But there you go.
No worries. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I love the term misqualified energy.
Isn't it beautiful? It's so non-judgmental. It's so balanced.
It is non-judgmental. Yeah. And also it's recognizing, and Ajna, yes, you can speak again. It's recognizing that we're, it's an imbalance. It's an imbalance rather than a judgment of evil or, whatever we want to call that. And it's kind of easier to work with an imbalance than something that feels like a dark entity or something. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Ajna, I saw your hand up. Go ahead.
This time you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I was saying that we are just existing to an expression of ourselves in this world, something that we don't like, but it's us. I mean, there is nothing out of God. Darkness and light are the same, are one thing, as we are one. We have to experiment separation to feel union. We have to experiment war to feel peace. So Putin, it's, as we perceive him from the earth, a very bad man, a very crazy man, but on a higher level, he's just playing a role and is a mirror. And if we are able to forgive him, we are able to forgive ourselves.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say this, it's hard to forgive at this level, but ascension is about this. It's about forgiveness in the Jesus way, in the Christic heart way. So I I really care for the children. The children are like innocent because the adults are not innocent. They are responsible for their actions. They are not victims. So this is an expression of us in the same way. We are not victims, but we feel like victims. There is an elite that is governing the world, and but it's not true. We are letting them doing it. So it's our responsibility to take back our power and build a light grid so powerful as you are doing, as the beautiful Camila is doing around the earth, so we can really thrive as humans. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. That's beautiful, beautifully said. And it is really all about, bringing it back to home and healing ourselves, healing that imbalance within ourselves, healing the, the misguidedness internally, and allowing ourselves to do that personal work. And the more we do it individually and the more we do it collectively, that's where, the conscious life creation, it starts to reflect back the world that we're creating. And that really is the next level of conscious life creation. What we're putting out, we're receiving back. If some part of us is still fighting, raging, aligned with that misguidedness or misalignment, disharmony, then we're going to feel the pushback. But when we are completely balanced within ourselves, the world around us does begin to reflect that more and more and more. And I think at the highest level, stepping into ascension, an ascended version of reality, when we've completely done that work as individuals, we do move to the next frequency band, if you want to call it that, the next level. We ascend to a higher state of being. And I know many of us have had those experiences already. I've had experiences like that, and it's really beautiful and possible. It's possible for all of us. Yeah, thank you. Okay, I think I need to end there. I appreciate all of you so much. I love the community interaction at the end too. It's just really nice to see your faces and hear your voices and share in this way. And everyone has something amazing to share and say. So I really honor all of you. I thank all of you. For those of you still present, if you want to unmute and say goodbye on your way out, I invite you to do that. Go ahead and unmute yourselves. And I love you. I appreciate you all. Namaste.
Thank you.
Oh,
Love you
namaste.
too.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Hi, everyone.
Love you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, lovely Washela.
Thank you all.
Blessings all.
Blessings to all. Yes. And blessings to Ukraine and Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.